everyone, this is Zita from Heartstrings Connection, and today we're going to be discussing about the current energy of the twin flames and about a special message that we received for the twins, especially the twin flame collective divine feminines, because there's a lot of pain that that's out there and the divine feminine are experiencing. So this is a message that we received from the quantum field, and today we have Daira and Charu on the call as well and talking about our experiences, and hopefully this messages and channel messages are going to help every one of us. You want to say hi, girls?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
That's Daira and Charu after going through a lot of purge. So that's our energies. Like we've been through so much lately, and as well as the significance of the recent planetary alignments that we've had with Maha Shivratri and like new moon energies and the energies which are coming in to facilitate the process, as well as the energy of the collective consciousness. So there are a lot of things, if you can see the news today with the virus and everything, when people all around the place are energetically very low. Everyone is talking about the same thing, and there are so many families experiencing a lot of pain, and that's there in the collective energy, and twins being sensitive to it. We're feeling that energy. We're feeling that pain as well. So it's twined with, it's mixed with the collective consciousness energy as well. So that's one thing, and as well as with the planetary alignments and with the 2020 energy, which is like skyrocketing our twin flame bonds energy. So before this, the energy, if you had watched my previous videos about the merges, so you would understand the previous energies in the previous years was all about finding ourselves and being whole. And this 2020 energy is all about the twin flame bond. So it's increasing that energy, and it's all about the bond, the twin flame bond, the merges, and highlighting that energies and bringing other energies to see how much we've healed. So we'll hear more about the recent planetary alignments about Maha Shivratri from Charu. So you understand how important and the energies are, and the divine timing, I would say, is here with the 2020 energy being a leap year, and well as with the planetary alignments and how it is awakening the divine masculine energy. We'll just learn something about Mahashivratri.
Hello, everyone. Uh, Maha Shivratri, like Shivratri to say, is just like the new moon, the other word of new moon in the Indian language. Shivratri happens 12 times in a year. But Maha Shivratri, it's called Maha Shivratri, Maha meaning great, and Shivratri meaning the night of stillness, where we have no moon outside. So Mahashivratri, it's called Mahashivratri for a specific reason, that the planetary alignments are in such a way that we get connected to, there is just this huge impact on the human body, where it rises our consciousness, spiritual consciousness, and where at that time we tap into our inner consciousness. So that's the speciality of Mahashivratri. And to talk about the specific planetary alignments, like we all know that the planetary alignments just heighten that consciousness inside of us. But this time, the planetary alignments was happened after exact planetary alignment that happened this time in Mahashivratri happened like 59 years later, after 1961. And if you go to see the numbers that these energy numbers, the energy that these numbers carry, it talks about the divine masculine energy.
It has the numbers have a divine masculine energy.
Masculine energy. So that's the speciality of this time Mahashivratri, which is just telling us constantly that the divine masculines are moving forward, even with the aurora being indigo blue color, and the blue color is again a very representative of the divine masculine energy. And also Shivratri, Shiva, where, I mean, this Shivratri basically talks about giving prayers to Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is a very strong divine masculine. Um, and also,
Uh,
Shiva is very much related to the planet of Saturn. So, Saturn talks a lot about the karmic situations in everybody's life. So, this pattern that's happening from the beginning of 2020 energies, so to say, is just driving us to clear all the karmic patterns, especially with the divine feminines, to make way for the divine masculines to move forward, make their way easier.
yes,
So,
and also Lord Shiva is the earliest twin flame bond that we know. So their influence on the planet and as well as with respect to twin flame bond, twin flames, is very high. So it talks about the awakening of the divine masculine going inwards. All these energies are going inwards for the divine masculine to understand where they're moving forward. And one more thing, thank you, Charu. Like, one more thing I want to add with the concept of everything that you've explained is about what we are experiencing right now. So the energies that we're, the planetary alignments and the new moon and everything which came in has also increased the pain factor for the twin flames. So twin flames, we go through such kind of like, if there is a name to be given, I would say it's very supernatural kind of a pain, and sometimes we're very calm and then it's escalated, we become calm again, there's some clarity, so there's ongoing kind of darkness of the soul energy is what I'm hearing, what we are experiencing, which is here and in the twin flame community, like I said, because of the unity consciousness as well as the awakening of the divine masculine. So with this, we'll hear about the experience what we've gone through individually, but before this I will just talk about the um, quantum field energy that we got, the messages we got from there. So, we all know that raven is associated with the energy of death and rebirth. So, when a raven comes into your energy field, you know that like it's the beginning of something new, the time, what's happening, whatever death situation you're going through is coming to an end, and you're awakening into a new beautiful energy. So, this is a message that we received in the quantum field for the divine masculine, is that like the divine masculine of all have been like affected by an energy which is like affected, like if you look in the news you can see the virus is affected like a collective of people, and it just spreads so fast. So something like a virus, though the energy with the divine masculine has spread because of the awakening of the divine feminine, and we're feeling the burn of the divine masculine is what I'm hearing. And the only cure for that message, only cure for what the divine masculine is going through is the divine feminine. So they are seeking us, and so the message was something like, what you seek is seeking you. So that is the energy that we are feeling from the divine masculine. They are going through the death phase, they are going through that energy which is like hitting us back, and we are feeling that burn. So it's not talking about if anyone is going through very difficult purges, know that it's not something, it is not an external attack, or if it is, something, because most of the purges is related to our healing, isn't it? So this one is because of the collective consciousness of the divine masculine is what I'm asked to convey. The divine masculine's energy, which is affecting the divine feminine's collective, and what you're feeling right now, not to take responsibility of your own healing, but knowing that it's your divine masculine's energy, and to understand that is what I'm hearing, and as well as being whole, just be whole with whatever is going on with you. And as well as the phase of this is almost you feel this dark night of the soul kind of effect, because the first time you go through a dark night of the soul, divine feminine, as we learn how to heal, how to purge and move forward, we don't go through dark night of the souls, like very consistently, or what I'm trying to say is that we progress and we heal, and we know how to deal with certain scenarios. We know how to let go. We've learned that on the process. But what's happening right now It's the dark night of the soul, which we are experiencing, which is happening. The mass of the divine masculine collective is what I'm hearing. So that's an energy that we are getting is that divine masculine, what they're going through. And also the supernatural pain, what I explain, isn't it? Like divine feminine, the most of them, all of us, I would say, are very strong divine feminine. We're strong divine personalities, and we've come so far, but then the pain that we go through with the supernatural pain, it just moves us out of our way. We can't, like, there is nothing that we can do with the energies, no matter how we want to let go or, like, practice healing. The pain that a twin flame goes through, the divine feminine goes through, is beyond any explanation. So, and for the divine feminine, we can show it, like, it's just very evident, and we want to, like, move, we want to, like, we show it in our expressions, we know it's very evident. But the divine masculine, like, their tolerance level is more high to pain. So even that being said, at this particular period of time, the energy is the message what I'm receiving to be conveyed is that the divine masculine collective can no longer hold their seats and sit. The pain is so supernatural that is making them move out of their comfort level and asking them to look at what is important. So even the divine masculine cannot be left behind without experiencing this pain, is what I'm hearing. That the collective death energy, or the dark night of the soul energy of the divine masculine, which is going to help them choose their lose their logical mind and have an understanding from a place of heart, understanding everything from a place of feeling and emotion, rather than like a logical understanding of if this is right or this is wrong, and things like that. So it's going to help them move more into a place from choosing if it is right or wrong, and deciding that, and from a place of fear to a place of being in the heart, and helping them understand what feelings and emotion is, and what love is, and how blind love is, and how only through love you can lead. When you're in love, there is no logic that exists, which the divine masculines superpower was, I would say. They were always very determined about the logical world. They were very practical. So this is going to help them to lose it. So one more question what Charu asked me just prior to the call was that, like, and also there is a lot of merge energies which is going on. Like, I even see Daira's merging, and like we all are merging in different levels. But it's little evident with Daira, though, I should tell you that. But Charu asked me this question wherein she said that, do you want to ask that again, Charu, so that they understand from your words that about his heart, like what you just asked me?
Yeah. What I felt today was my heart wasn't mine, but was his, my twins. And uh, I sort of was going through pain at one point, and then I felt like, okay, if I'm going through this pain, his pain right now wasn't, and if he has my heart, like in the initial stages, what I was going through the initial stages on the twin flame journey, didn't he feel that pain that I felt when I was going through in the initial stages, was my question.
Yes. So no, we all go through that question. I still remember me going through the phase wherein, like, if I'm feeling his pain, like, didn't he feel my pain when I was going through, right? In the very beginning of our awakening. So this is another understanding for anyone who's ever gone through that energy, is that divine feminine are very forefront, like in way of expressing their emotions. What I mean by that is, the energy with that is that we carry the energy of the divine mother, so we have that energy, and our love is big, like that, and it just opens up, and so we are like experiencing very immediate awakening hits us very immediate, because we have the energy of the divine mother. And when your mother love is like very universal, you're very giving. So since we are part of the divine mother and we are one with Mother Gaia, so the love just overflows. Love is very easy. We understand love more than our logical brain. But for the divine masculine is more of the logical brain. So that is a yin and yang that has to be solved. So more you understand this. Another question that a viewer wrote to us was that, um, like, how do I explain it to my divine masculine? Like, what I'm going through, he doesn't seems to get the twin flame journey, though we are twins, and that's another pain that the divine feminine faces, whether he understands it or not. So this journey is that, like, it's an energy of the spiral. You go through a phase, and the beginning, it's a very individual journey for the divine feminine, wherein we have to find ourselves and keep moving forward and reaching the place of wholeness. Only through healing will we ever understand that. So it's our energy. So we go through what we've gone through, and when in the spiral, like I said, like more and more you touch the energy of wholeness, of being complete, of being whole, that's when you start, um you know like that's when he starts realizing something. So that's never can never be explained to a divine masculine, other than he himself going through the experience. So that's how it has to be. It's like almost like, uh you know um it's very humorous, like in a sense, like if, when I was speaking to my twin, he for the first time, and he asked me, like, who preached twin flame to you? And it almost made me laugh, and I just replied, if someone would have forced me to be a twin flame. That's not that easy. You cannot be forced into a twin flame journey. So the same thing, you cannot, like, of course, like, if someone would have asked us, do you want to be a twin flame, all of our answers would have been no, right? So there's one very close friend of mine, and she's seen the struggle that I've gone through. So all that she tells me is like, please tell me that I'm not a twin flame. I can't, like, go through the pain that you've gone through. So we cannot force anyone in being a twin flame. So this is something that we've experienced, and we understand the purity, the divine nature of this connection only through going through that experience. The same thing with the divine masculine. Only when we reach our healing, only when we reach our place of being whole, is that's when the divine masculine understand that and get that. So that being said, so as and when we're healing and we hit that wholeness, and as we hit the wholeness, you kind of start feeling their pain as well at one point, wherein the energy is starting to merge. And anyone else, if you want any clarity with whether you're merging or not, you can contact us. But understanding merge is very important. It's very important to, it's one of the most important thing to understand where your pain is coming from. And the merge is beautiful energy. So that's when you start merging, when you kind of like heal, and as well as like let his energy, that's when you start being sensitive and you feel his energy. So that answers Charu's question. So you start feeling his energy, and more you're healing, more you heal, more you start finding wholeness, more you start finding yourself. And that's when you reach a place of wholeness, wherein he starts feeling you, and he wants to merge with you more than you merge with him. So that's another energy that I was receiving, wherein I was understanding this energy of love that we carry in our heart. We carry the energy of not just our love, but our love, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. You're carrying that love in your heart, not an individual love. But then when you feel love for that person, it's always you. It's your energy, which is like you feel this blissful connection and everything. It is you, and you need to like develop that energy. So then you reach a place of wholeness, wherein you start feeling the love from the other side. So that is another level of wholeness. So that's one thing about this journey, wherein you keep learning, you keep learning, you keep learning, you keep expanding, and you keep um, going through many things like that, is what I would say. And one more thing is that, but let's talk about the symptoms of what's happening right now for to help the collective divine feminine. If you're going through these symptoms, know that the message from the quantum field was for you. We can ask Daira. Daira was going through something today with the symptoms of the purge, the throat burns.
So I've experienced, for example, like yesterday, I had more like signs and synchronicities and like physical sensations. I've seen two crows like come directly towards my window and then they flew up. That was just a synchronicity that I saw, or a sign. and I was experiencing the sensation of the burn, which is what Zita was explaining. My twin texted me, and after such a long time, I would say, and he texted, and it was just a very short conversation. There wasn't really much to it, but I wanted to know if he was okay, or if he's going well, if everything's well, and all of that. And then after the conversation, I started feeling sort of like a burning sensation on my right side. And then I was feeling my right eye really low. And then on my head, it was kind of like there was a lot of pain, because like the divine masculines are very in the mind and logic. I guess I was feeling the pain in my head from it, and I know it wasn't me. And that was just those are the physical symptoms that I experienced yesterday. And then when I went to sleep, I had a dream about of the virus, which sort of has been happening around, and I didn't know it was affecting me in some way, but it was, I guess, in a collective consciousness sort of a way. So I had a dream about that, and it felt very real. I woke up, and I felt like I was like a lot was with the way that I was seeing things and seeing the reality. It felt very.
The fears are like very high. It kind of like spirals you out. It's almost very irrational in a sense, like you reminds me of Charu's very cute energy, the way that she was explaining the symptoms to me. So the way she was talking about it is, in 1 minute it escalates to a level that it just 2 minutes after that, or just like few minutes after that, it questions you, like, why did I do that? That was too funny, you know. So that is the level of the thing. You're going through such deep pain, and then the fears are so irrational. So it's not about like sitting and calming you down. Sometimes this we need to understand this energy has a lot of higher connection and unity consciousness more than any psychology. Twin flame awakening is completely different from the things that we learn from at that time. It's very hard to let go. It's very hard to believe. It's almost like outer world reality, which is not your reality, and then it's very difficult to experience it. And then just like a minute or two after that, and you'll be like, how did that I even, you just calm down, and then it escalates and calms down. You want to shout and scream, but then like by the time you reach that level, you're very calm. So that's when you're experiencing, if you're going through something like this, please know that this is the dark night of the soul of the divine masculine, which is going through what he's going through, and it having an effect on you. So another thing about what Daira spoke about her dream and everything also wants me to explain a little something more about the dreams and spirit animals and numbers, the message which is put out there in the universe today about different things, and especially when especially with a divine feminine, when you're going through this pain and you have a dream, and then start finding out, and you find out it's like related to change, and this is not very right, and you shouldn't have seen this, you shouldn't have seen that. It creates more chaos in your life. So you need to start understanding that everything is abundance. Everything, for example, another question that I always receive, or the place from a person starts when they, when I'm doing a session, the place where they begin is that I was in alignment. I saw these signs. Everything was beautiful, and all of a sudden something happened, and I didn't know what to do. So you need to understand that everything, if you're in alignment, first of all, like, you're love in every cell. You're complete, beautiful, amazing in every cell. So you're already love. And when you're aligned like that, and when you're aligned and you're seeing sing, you need to know that everything on your way is abundance. So everything on your way is abundance, and you need to be open to that healing. So when you see the triggers, when you see that pain, or like the purge that you're going through, and you know how to heal it and come out of it, there's major understanding after that purge. So if you want to know how to tap into that, or work with that energy of purge, so there are videos wherein you can go and like understand exactly what to do during a time of a purge, and in order for you to self-heal and come out of it. So that's there on YouTube. A separate topic if you're more into self-healing and how we want to come out of pain. So that's explained there. But what I'm trying to say is don't let things trigger you. Don't let things hurt you or put you down. All right, so see that like the energies are everything that is coming your way is abundance. So for example, dreams, there are different type of dreams. So one is you're physically too tired, your body wants to sleep more, but then your mind is awake, it has its rest, so it plays something on your mind. So that's one kind of a dream. Another dream phase is that when you're going to something very heavy and then your mind plays something out, just to let those energies out. So that is another kind of a dream. And then one certain dreams are like when you really, so there are many categories of it. You cannot like put as soon as you have certain dream, maybe this is what it is, maybe that is what it is. Like don't get very confused and hurt by it. So when you're seeing numbers, I've seen that like everything has to be something nice. It doesn't have to be that way. Everything is abundance. You're always understanding, you're always expanding, you're always like learning. Only then there is expansion. So always know that. Don't panic if something happens. So I went through something very recently in my life and the experience. So when I was going through something, when I was trying to be positive, I hurt my hand, and then I saw a little bird, being choked, and things like that. So what you give energy grows. What you give energy to, it grows. When the fears are rising like that, know that like just be love. Even if you can be love in just one breath, if that's your last, or just be love. Because one thing, we cannot be reborn again with the pain that you're going through. Another thing, if you're reborn without doing your healing, you're going to be starting it from day one. So that's one thing which kept me going. For all that, I heard this um, um, sentence when I heard these words when I was going through something very heavy on the twin flame journey from a very beautiful person. So so all she said was that like, if you're going to let go now, you're going to come back and begin this journey from day one. So that's one thing which was a big eye opener for me, for all the pain that I've experienced on this journey, which is so supernatural. So when I hit that amount of pain, I always think about that, like, I'm going to like be love as long as I can be, and I'll face everything which is coming my way. So always know that, and know that everything is abundance. Try seeing everything from the place of abundance. Know that everything is fine. The bird wasn't choking anyways. So, but just the 2-3 day, just with the 2-3 minutes, you have this crazy fears lined up. So don't give energy to your fears, no matter what's going on with your world. No matter what's going on with your world. So if the glass breaks or the coffee spills, and like people, like it just hits your energy, because we're already going through, twin flames already go through a lot of emotions. And then when you go through this emotion and we're going through it again, and something breaks or something moves, and some your relative is not well, or anything like that, like or your fears, or your rent, or there are like many human brains, which is also something mixed on our twin flame journey. So all of those things, and be love, just be love. Even if it is one day, or like even if it is like a minute, 2 breaths. So no matter how long it is, the clarity will come through you. So if any of you are interested, please go do watch those videos about purge, and learn the importance of how it is connected to your subconscious, and it gives you more clarity about our journey. So don't get hit or hurt by the signs and synchronicities. Sometimes that's what happens with people, and be careful about what you read, because most of the information which is put out is maybe put out by reading 2 or 3 other books, and like and they put down information, and they do not know how it is influencing the other person. So always take positive informations, and know that you are connected to energy, and develop yourself, and help yourself, and train yourself to see abundance in everything. See abundance in everything. So when you kind of see abundance in everything which is happening around you, your energy grows, your spiritual gifts grows, and everyone's spiritual gift grows, and understand more about the journey, like learn more of the twin flame journey. And so more your love, more energy coming your way. So hope this message from the quantum field helped everyone, and thank you for all the support that we're receiving. And I just want to tell all the divine feminine that there's so much hope, there's so much love, and there's so much bliss and wholeness that we are experiencing. So this, like the sun and the moon, the abundance is for everyone, and love heals all, love heals everything. So we all are beautiful, and you're love in every cell. And thank you for all your support and love that we're receiving. Sending all the love and light to you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Thank you.